Hey, Jeff. And there's going to be a few minutes late, I believe. And hopefully, Stephen and Phil will show up.
So how do you know my next door neighbors?
Um, Tom knows him. Tom's been
Oh,
involved with something with them. I think he went to one of the solar meetings once, and that's how we got to know him.
okay.
That's how we got, yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Phil. Wait a few more minutes for Stephen. We're a little early today, actually. 5:29. How long have you lived in your house, Jeff?
30 years.
Was it new when you moved in?
No,
No.
no. We bought it from, did you know John Calipari?
No.
He was the basketball coach at UMass. Oh,
Hmm.
we bought it from him. We had no idea who he was.
I still don't, but that's okay. Is he still around?
No, he left here and he went to be the coach for the New Jersey Mets
Ah,
in the pro. And then I guess that didn't work out too well. And then he went to I think Memphis and then Kentucky, and I think now he's in Arkansas.
wow. Yeah, it's a unique job. Hey, Anna.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
In Rhode Island, we had Providence College, and all the famous coaches there always moved on.
Yeah. Yeah, they make tons of money, but it's not a long lasting job.
Mm. I'll give another minute for Steven. I think he's coming, that I remember. Uh, okay. Steven's usually punctual.
Hmm. We have enough for a quorum, right?
Yeah, so we'll just start because yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order at 5:32. We have Jeff Quackenbush, Phil Parker, Anna Cook, and Frank McGinn. Okay. Did everyone get a chance to look at all those minutes? I just took the joint meeting minutes and copied them
Hmm.
from Brennan and used those. So those are just the other thing. And I think all the others looked okay. I know Phil made one comment and Stephen had one, but it's interesting. I think he's still, oh, he missed a couple of Stevens. Yeah, okay. Um, Yeah. Does any questions on the minutes?
No,
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes of the 11/12, 12/3, and 12/16?
I, I make the motion, we accept the minutes of all those dates.
Second,
Roll call vote.
Who starts?
Whoever wants to.
Quackenbush, aye.
Right.
Cook eye.
Parker, I.
And McGinn, aye. Thank you very much. The second thing we had on the agenda was the electrical update, and Stephen's been dealing with Patoric, and I was going to have him run that by. But and he was also going to help with number 3. So I'm going to skip that one, the electrical updates for right now in case he does come on. And we had a wonderful meeting yesterday at the school with the energy source people. We went out and looked at the elementary school for future projects and went through the whole school. And Stephen and Anna were there, which was fun. And Stephen had a lot of insight of what he's done. And then we went to town hall for a follow-up and the MN Spear building, and all that's going forward, and we should have some reports. What I didn't realize, and Anna, you heard this too, that they have their own engineers in their program to do ground source heating or whatever you call it.
Mhm. I'm 99% sure, but I can verify that. When I've worked with them before, it's all come through that way. So maybe they're firming it out, but
Yeah,
not from my point of view.
okay.
I can find out.
Yeah, I think that's something she was talking at the end. It was kind of interesting, or answering questions of other people.
Mhm.
So that's where we are with that.
Did they have any major comments about the school? No.
No, it was just, they take so many pictures. They looked at a lot of things. They had a nice walkthrough in the attic. They're comfortable. They said something, they thought the 9 inches or whatever the insulation they have in the attic is adequate. Um, they had a couple comments on something that he was talking to Stephen I didn't hear on some other insulation or something. And little things like we went into the attic of MN Spear building, which we didn't do on our first thing. They brought a gentleman who looks at all the other stuff, and he went in the attic to the MN Spear building, which is interesting, and it needs some venting and a few other small things like that. Um, just looking at the boiler and everything, it's the original boiler from the building, and everything else has been update. Matt, the custodian, was extremely helpful, which was nice because he knows a lot about what's gone, but what's been broken and when it's fixed since on his tenure. So he was helpful with that. It's basically a baseboard system, heat system, and they've got a couple mini splits here. One for the library and where the other one is. Yeah, but they didn't give us any more insight other than that, and they've got all the bills, and I don't know how fast they turn around projects.
Do we know
You
how
know,
old this building is and how many more years we expect to get out of it?
the building's about 95. It was the renovation.
Mhm.
So
It was from the 70s, right? The original one?
the original, yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume it's all new mechanicals in the in the renovation and expansion.
Mhm. And then we put
That's
enough
30
money into it. I think the life term is going to last before, as long as we're around, or at least till Anna's kids get out of there, right?
That's right. I was gonna say, I think the expectation is it lasts forever, you know?
Yeah.
I know that Amherst just is replacing one of their schools. Now, I don't know what the lifespan of these buildings are, but I guess so. We're just going to plan for it to last indefinitely. So the improvements, based on that, the improvements or whatever they need to be.
I believe so. We've put enough money into it in the last few years. So it's
Mhm.
got roof is good for another 20, 30 years. And
Typically, mechanical systems are supposedly good for 30 to 40 years. Oh. So what is, this is National Grid, right? Who came out?
now I called up Mass Saves is who you go
Okay.
through National Grid's Mass Saves program. And they directed me. It was interesting. I had to call one number. They said, "Oh, you're a municipality. You have to talk to this woman." And she actually happened to work for Mass Saves, and based in Rhode Island. She works out of her house, so we had that connection because I'm from Rhode Island. So she put me on to the Energy Source people because they do municipalities and they're also a contractor. They're LEED certified up to 300. Is that right? Is that how you say three? They're LEED certified up to 300,000. She said something about
Yeah.
for contracting, so bid things for energy stuff like that.
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
Okay, I didn't hear it right then.
So what is the report going to talk about? I mean, what are we going to get out of them, I guess?
Well, they're just going to tell us what's the best route, what's the best thing to do with what we have to upgrade the buildings. Like for the MN Spear building, which is using to get away from fossil fuels. I think that's what the goal was, or that's what the ECAC goal in Massachusetts is. And when we talked about just the MN Spear building, um, doing, they said upgrading some of the insulation in the ceilings and down the basement and stuff like that. But that would be a perfect building for mini splits because
Mhm.
it's the electric's right there, and then you'd get rid of the propane that they're using now. The town hall, they'll go over the efficiency of that and make recommendations for that also. And then trying to get rid of, I think the ECAT, we're doing this because Michael DiChiara's committee is trying to get big grants to get rid of fossil fuel things. And there's a lot of money at the moment. It'll probably all disappear in the future, but to change out, I think the oil base, the fossil fuel at the school is a long-term goal, a goal that we're going towards, and they'll give us options of various things. Rita called me uh, when I mentioned that we were going to go out to the elementary school, and she said her husband asked the question when he used to do building is why don't we just go out there with a lot of mini splits and fill all the rooms with mini splits? I said, well, um, mini splits, and that's the electricity. So they balance everything, electrical costs versus, and solar and all those other things. This is what the kind of review they're going to give for each of those three buildings that we had done.
Okay.
And speaking of mini splits, I had a wonderful tour with Graham of the broadband committee of the computer room back there, and they're cleaning where all the servers are.
For what?
Well, because I didn't know that was part of town hall. So when you look at our electrical uses at town hall to determine these people to put all their calculations together, I thought they had their own electrical, but they don't.
You mean for that little trailer thing or whatever it is?
It uses an awful lot of electricity for the
Really?
internet. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
And Graham, it's called Sensor, and it was so popular. It was a Cambridge, Mass company, and you put these sensors around your electrical wires coming into the building, and it will tell you how much usage you're actually using 24/7. It's a really neat program he has on his phone. Um, and he shows the peaks and valleys. And one thing they found is during this very cold spell in December, the mini splits were on so much that they were, you know, using a tremendous amount of electricity. So we went out and bought one of those little mini heaters with a fan on it.
Hmm.
That was enough to just, plummet the electrical use because the mini splits can't keep up with
Right. Cold temperature.
cold temperatures,
Yeah.
severe cold temperatures. And he said this, $45, little heater with you put the temperature in and it goes and I saw the chart. He has this chart that was going up, 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 when the cold weather and the amount of electricity you use. And he said, this is where I put it in. It went doom, just like that. They weren't the
Hmm.
mini splits didn't need to come on as much, but that does use an awful lot of power.
Yep.
And then the other thing they calculate is the propane gas because that's uh, is used for their um, backup generator, and it's and this that has a heater on it, which is interesting, and that's on all the time to keep it. And that I thought that was pretty interesting. And so does the town hall has a heater on it, but that heats with electrical.
Hmm.
So, Graham told me an awful lot about, that building. I was very much impressed because I've been in the IT business and servers and such and see how everything's going down and they keep the temperature and he'll be able to give me for these people a very detailed wattage volt usage of electrical for a year because he's got it on his phone or it's part of the app so you can just drill down to the hour or do a whole year's worth, which is interesting. So
I
what I
thought
do,
the servers you had to keep cool, not heat, keep hot.
well, it's no, it's 62 degrees. You don't want we used to keep ours 62 to 68. You want to keep the room that way. You don't want them colder. You don't want them going up and down because then they have water related and uh, things and stress. So it's not that, the more you have, yes, you have to keep the room cool, but you want to keep, it heats up. And it was funny. I told him a story. I had a clean room with 8 servers I built at the company I worked at, an old closet. We sealed up the door and we put a mini split in and it kept the air conditioner on to keep the room at 62 degrees or 64, something like that. And one of the son-in-laws was in working one day and thought it was a waste of money to have the air conditioner on all the time, so he turned it off on a Saturday, and I got an alert on a Sunday that the room was at the servers were at 130 degrees and they were about to fry. So I had to drive an
Ugh.
hour to work and turn the air conditioner back on. So that's they don't need sub weather; they just need constant, and they generate a lot of heat. So that's what happens. So I hope that answers your question. What are they going to do, Jeff, with that? These reports.
Okay.
It's just the reader and the select board wanted an energy audit of MN Spear Building and Town Hall for the reuse committee
Yeah.
because they just want to know, they don't want to start building things and then, and as Steven said, don't insulate the stuff until you know what you're doing with the room. So they asked to do that. And then we had that general meeting, the meeting, and that's when Michael said we should get the school done. This will help us with grant money. It's one more step on the ladder that, when you fill out all the forms, we've had Mass Save or their subs come in and do their stuff. So we're doing our due diligence on that. So that's where we are there. So we're gonna, the other thing, Graham uses Patork, for maintenance on their backup system uh, generator, and they're very pleased with them. So I was happy to hear that because we're using him at town hall. Stephen was going to update that, but we'll do that next time. Um, I'm going to have Lenny. Another thing. Well, actually, we can go. We didn't do the electrical. We did the Shrewsbury. Any unanticipated business? I'm going to ask Lenny to order the Knox boxes because I have to go on. I've tried twice online and it's ridiculous because I'm not a fireman or something like that. And they don't take POs from towns, and you have to like to do it all online. It's a pain in the neck. So I'm going to ask Lenny to do uh, the Knox boxes and try to get those on the way. Do you know if Jeff? Do you know if Stephen? I know he had been talking to Patoric. Do you know if they gave a start date? Do you heard of?
The only start date that I heard was sometime in January or February, but didn't Steven still have an outstanding question that he was trying to resolve with them? And we approved going ahead with these guys, assuming that, however, the question is not resolved.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. So I wish he was here. Something must have come up. Hmm. Okay.
Have you talked to Steven lately?
I was with him all day yesterday. So
Okay.
well,
Because I
not
know
all day. It was 10:30 to I got there early.
okay.
Supposed to be
My
a 10
point is
o'clock
he's
meeting.
going out of he's going I think he's going away for like a month or a month and a half.
Okay. Soon?
I think.
Oh, well,
Okay.
hopefully he has his email on for questions, so and pass these things on. So you had, I'll ask you, Jeff, you have so your emails about the engineers?
Yeah, Bala.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a price from Bala to do a study, which would be about 35,000.
Well,
We would need to separately from their fee, we would need to if we wanted to ground source, we would need to get somebody in there to drill some test wells to see what this soil strata is and well as water. So I told them, hold off, don't do anything until we get back to them.
yep.
And then I got an email to contact VAV, which is another engineering firm, and the boss, the owner of that firm's on vacation this week, so he's going to get back to me next week. So I just asked him to give us another swag on how much a study would cost just to see compare pricing.
Hmm. And then hopefully the energy source people will come back too, and then we'll see where it all goes from there.
Right.
That's all I have for today. Does anyone else have any new business?
So did we order the gutters?
Ah,
Uh,
we
We did
talked.
not. So
No.
um I would need to check my email to be fair, but I think I sent all that out and someone acknowledged receipt of the new quotes with prevailing wage, but then that's where that ended. I don't think I got any. I thought we had to vote on it.
Yes, and
Okay.
that's
we voted last time on it.
Oh, did we vote on it though? Did we need to re-vote on it with the new rates, or did we vote agreeing that the quote might change with prevailing wage?
I thought
Someone,
that's what the prevailing wage came in a lot higher.
Right. But I think again, didn't we vote on it last time with
Yeah, we
prevailing
voted.
wage?
No, we didn't vote on the prevail. We ended up voting on it, and then you asked at the last minute, "Is that prevailing wages?" And Anna went back and checked it, and it was not.
Yeah, but then I thought they gave us some revised numbers that were higher
Mhm,
that had prevailing wage rates in it. And
correct.
that's what
So
we
the
voted on last time. That's what the meeting minutes tend to say, I think.
I thought it was the. Hold on a second.
While you look that up, I'm realizing too, I was supposed to reach out to town administrator about the process of who and where to send the bill and whatnot, so I need to do that.
In the past, the bill would just go straight to the town administrator.
Okay. Can I just go
And
ahead and do that then, or do I need to inform the administrator ahead of time?
it's a good question.
Yeah, probably ought to let the
Okay,
administrator know that's going
it's
down.
coming. Okay.
And now let you know how I handled when I did the polishing of the oil tank for the elementary school. I specifically had Haley go in there and authorize it so it wouldn't come out of the buildings committee's money. And I didn't know where the monies was coming from, and they had to juggle to get that money. So it's nice to give her a heads up,
Okay.
and we can get that going. And then just we don't have a PO system, but in the past, when the bills come in, the bills had come in. They Becky didn't do it too much, but I remember talking to this Haley about it. Is they'd like to have someone from the buildings committee sign off on it.
Well,
So they make it that we did the right thing and all that, and they didn't throw something in there.
Okay. Okay, then I'll let's figure out the status of the voting and then I'll send the quotes to Haley to say these are approved. And what do you know or these aren't being paid out of our budget as either, is that correct?
No, these are. This is
They
part of our
are.
yeah.
$8,000. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll tell her that these come out of the building committee's budget.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, great.
Um, I am also the other thing I have to do this week. Um, it's new to me how to do this is give a report to the town of what we've done that goes into the annual town's report, whatever the annual report. There's a few years we missed, and I don't know why. We didn't know about it, but we have someone wonderful working in town hall, Brendan, who keeps up with everything. And he keeps on sending me emails. And Steven sent me yesterday what he proposed 1 year. I know we missed a couple of years because we didn't know about this is what you have to do. And talking to Leslie Bracebridge, it's basically a history of all the committees and ours is even more important because the history of what we did to the building so that after we go in the future, they can say, oh, yeah, they did the roof and this year they did the painting this year and it's still lasting or whatever. So I'm going to write something up. And because we didn't do this for a couple of years, I might add some old stuff, but I know, what I fixed on the spreadsheet was the fencing at Town Hall. The other thing you all did with Jeff and Steven and uh, I forget his name, who's the neighbor of Becky's brother-in-law, brother. We don't mention his name, I know that, but you did the whole fire department stuff.
Yeah.
So we got to do that.
He who shall not be named. Okay.
He shall not be names. Uh, but the fence off the back of my head, the fence, the fire department.
You want to put in there the pricing for the electrical upgrades?
Yeah, I'll put in. Yeah, I'll put the pricing up for the electrical upgrades that we got out, and I'll just go over a few minutes of what we've talked about, and I might add some stuff that if I'm going to read what Stephen wrote, and I might need some help if I miss something, and just go back. I'm going to go into town hall tomorrow and look in the annual reports for the last 5 years to see what we did because I know we didn't do anything in 21. I don't know why, but we looked at it. Brennan and I looked at it. I said, let me come in and do it all and write what months a year, and then I can go back to minutes and see what we did, and we can at least add it to the history, so it'll be there. So I might send that out as a group email. just for comments like I do with the minutes.
Okay.
Okay. And he's bugging me, so I have to do it this week. Hopefully this week. This week is ending fast. That's all I have. Does anyone have anything else?
We
I'm just
also had on your meeting minutes that we need to get together sometime with Haley and start working on this list of preferred contractors.
Oh, yes. Well, that's where, okay, Haley and vendor list. Yep. Um, talking with Graham, uh, when Jamrod installed the mini splits on the broadband building, they didn't do something, and the mice went up a tube and nested in one of them.
Okay.
And and they haven't had mice in a while because he's put enough steel wool and everything all around all the different places and filled in. They put in gravel. The contractor put gravel in where some electrical things come in and go out, and he's since grouted that in. But um, he wasn't satisfied with Jamrod at all because when the unit failed, they've got two mini splits there. When the unit failed, because of that, they came and cleaned it out and said, "Oh yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it." And he hasn't used it since because he doesn't want, the mice lived in it for a long time, and he has no faith in them. And they were expensive, he said. So, um, Anna gave me, who'd you give me yesterday? I have it in my emails. Who was the? Can I find it? I put it in the wrong email. That's why.
what did I give you?
Uh, I talked to Royal Steam, and I got to get them to come out.
Oh,
I want to have, and you would talk to me Western something something.
yeah, Western Mass Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Have you
Have
heard
you
of them?
used, Anna, have you used those guys?
I use them a lot. Yeah,
Okay. Do you like them?
I do. Yeah.
I know they do a lot of work for Habitat. Yeah. So,
Habitat for Humanity, or
yeah,
yeah,
a lot of the
yeah.
houses we do, they do the mini splits. Okay.
Good. Hope they give you a deal. I mean, I was telling Frank, wh- I work with, a few different people, but they do both wet and dry heat, and they're not tied into like a particular manufacturer. So they're not like trying to hawk, a certain brand of mini splits. And
Mhm.
they also do plumbing. So for any job where I've got multiple trades and there might be some conflicts in space, it's just nice to have one sub for those instead of,
Right.
negotiating with three. And I
Yep.
definitely don't feel like they push a certain, like the thing about the brand is I don't feel like they're pushing a certain brand. So, especially with our situation where we have different buildings with different systems, it seems like they can be, in my opinion, they would be pretty nimble about picking the right thing for the right spot.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the
Not the
mice.
cheapest,
I had
nor
the
am I,
mouse
but oh
problem.
well.
I had the mouse problem with my mini split this fall,
Mhm.
and they made a nest all summer long, and they chewed some wires, and one of them got electrocuted inside there, and so my system failed, and I used Gates Heating and Plumbing out of Turner's Falls, and they're pretty good. Took them a while to fix it. I guess they had to do some diagnostics and stuff. And yeah, the mice in the mini split apparently is a big problem. So if we've got any other mini splits, we need to, cover the entrances with the steel wool or mesh or something, because they like those mini splits for some reason. I mean, they do a
He-
lot of damage in there.
Mhm. So my goal, I think our goal is to try to get a couple of companies like Royal and the one Anna is proposing to come out and look at the systems and then give us some type of recommendation as for a long-term
Hmm.
preferred, and then we can work on that.
Yep.
Um, I did find that Patorik, Graham says he does all the maintenance on the generators. the backup generators, and the sun comes out and does it. And he goes there. It's like clockwork. They come out once a year and test everything. They get a report that what they did, and it's usually, very little, that. But they're really good about that. He was very pleased, and then he said, yeah, you found out that they do all the generators. So the fire station has one. I know they just put one in the highway department, and there's one at the school. So, and on that note, I did talk to the treasurer, and I learned how municipalities like ours work, and they do everything by warrant. So it's not like they can give you um groups of things, but when you ask for individual things, you have to go into the warrants to find all the bills. So it's hard to say who do we use for maintenance on all these buildings. The school does all their own, so they're phenomenal on what they keep, and they all their paperwork's separate for some reason. I don't know why, which is fine. But they're highly organized. Where when I went back to look at old bills 2 years for the electrical, I couldn't find some warrants because I got a printout when they were paid, but I couldn't find the warrant folder. So that was before Brendan's time, and he's highly organized. So we'll get to that.
Hmm.
So I will ask Haley to set up some type of meeting in the future about creating a vendor list, and I will call Royal Steam and the Western people and try to get someone to come out. And hopefully this warm weather will last a little longer, because when I called Royal Steam, they didn't want to come out because it was December and it was very cold those times. So
Just jumping back to the gutters, I
Yep.
couldn't figure out in my emails exactly which vote that was. Does it hurt anything just to vote again, or am I clear to just go forward with it?
I think we'll just go ahead and vote again, because we saw the updated numbers, and I think I did put what I put out there was the numbers changed them from what we voted, so we should vote on them again just to get the gutters done. Um, and it was in line with the other vote, correct?
What do you mean by that?
Well, do we have two votes?
Yeah, we had one vote, but then the question came up about prevailing wage rates.
Right. No, I'm talking about with I'm sorry. Mr. Gutter was cheaper, but the other guy was a lot more money. Are they equal now, Anna?
Oh,
Who
That's what
was,
what,
who was the other guy?
what other guy?
we didn't get another vote. Okay.
I don't think
Nope.
so. I just have two from, I mean, I have two from Mr. Gutter, so we just have the over under on prevailing wage.
Over and under. Okay. Um,
What's the total?
Why are you asking me these hard questions? Let me find them.
yeah.
Well, because I'm wondering if, again, I can't remember, but is the $10,000 the limit on, we only need one price?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. Well, this one's, I gotta look at these one at a time. So I've got 27 plus 800, so 35 plus, oops, that's 800 again. Shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to do the same thing.
I'm a little under $5,000 on all three of them.
Yeah, so I think we only need, I think the ruling is you just need to use common sense or something like that.
Mhm.
So we can go with one.
Okay,
Okay.
works for me.
Do I have a motion to accept the new numbers?
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Blackenbush, aye.
Cook eye.
Parker, aye.
Again, aye. Okay, good. Now Anna can go ahead and do that.
Okay, great. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Okay. We don't have anything else. Do we have a motion to end the meeting?
I make a motion to end the meeting at 6:08.
Second?
Second,
Second. Sorry.
Wagner Bush, aye.
Cook eye.
Parker, aye.
And Megan and I. Thank you very much, all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.